What is the third eye? And what's this third eye opening thing? Well, it's like a lot of things been perpetrated to us, and I'm explaining a lot of things. Like for instance, energy. What is energy? Everybody ever explain what's an energy to you really? What is it actually? Not no mathematical formula for it. What is it? You know? What about electricity? Everybody ever explain electricity to you? What is electricity? Not that you plug in and not the instruction or how you scientifically write it on paper. What is it? You know? What about water? What is water? We see it all the time. They give us this H2O or scientifically hydrogen 2, this and this. No, what is water? You know why? Because I asked myself that when I realized water isn't wet. There is a separate thing called wet. Wet and water is two separate things. So to have water is a dry thing until wetness hit it. It's deep. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So right now, with understanding that now, we're going to talk about opening this third eye, right? The real process is then the same type of way. We poetically justice information such as chi. What is chi? Somebody will tell you energy. What is energy? Nobody knows. What is consciousness? Nobody knows. Everything is just a bunch of circles and circles of us, the dog chasing his tail, but everybody's trying to look cool doing it. That ain't cool. All right, so let's get down to what's really going on now. To be honest with you, a lot of it you might not understand, you can't comprehend, or it might even be kind of disturbing to you if you really, didn't understand the science, but I'm giving it to you the truth like our ancestors see it. And that's the only way it was. We didn't know about this reading and writing. Think about it. And we didn't know about no American alphabet coming, much less a Greek one or a Roman one coming in the future. So we preset everything up on a universal level so that the future could read it. No, we wasn't thinking like that. We was showing y'all pictures. They call pictograph or whatever they call them. These things now is action. They're there to make you do something. You look at it, and the saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words, yeah, it comes back to you like a memory stick. Those is literally memory sticks. And it'll make your subconscious remember and trigger off certain things in you by you looking at it. So I just want you to understand, we wasn't really into the explanation of things like how we're looking for these explanations today. And that's where our problem is. Instead of us experimenting and trying and doing and letting ourselves go, we're more speculative and objective. So anyway, let's get back to the third eye, but that plays a very important role in it because you got to free yourself up for ancestor to represent with you. So this third eye opening, they say, it's your pineal, and some people got calcified pineal and others don't. Well, I do recommend don't use toothpaste at all, and if you do, to go throw it away. I haven't used toothpaste in about almost 2 years now, and that's not really long, but I learned my lesson. I use a process of just baking soda and just a little bit of peroxide, or make it like a paste, and you put your mint in it. No, not mint. Mint is an acid. I don't even put mint in it. To be honest, I put a clove or two in it. And the clove, would give it like a color. You could put cinnamon, any flavor you like, but really it's just the fact to brush your teeth. You could just keep it basic with just baking soda and peroxide. That'll do it. But anyways, now once you feel you calcified, I don't feel that's important. I don't think none of that have anything to do with it. So anyways, to make this keep going now, your pineal, when they say now it activates and you stimulating between your pituitary and your thalamus, and it goes down your spine to your kundalini, you got a problem right there when you get to your sacrum bone, because a lot of people can't ascend all the way till the sacrum bone is connected, and so that don't connect to you about 31. That's the Egyptian, coming into day ritual. That's about the age they say you're grown or whatever, because that's when the bone actually, that's shaped like a spade or a shovel, connects all the different parts of it to make that your semen and everything could ride up your back. That's the Jacob's ladder and wrestling with the God and all this shit, that's the whole stuff that's going on. That's your sacral bone going. But anyway, once all of that now connects, then you're good to go. You're ready. That's the natural way the pineal gland going. But ever since the earth changed now, and we've been speeding up since about the 1980s, they say it's like we doubled already in speed right now, so time is moving faster. So that means, pardon me, that means it's good to get the sun too. You see, the sun will break out all that toxicants out of you and all that crazy chemical shit we eat out there. You know what I'm saying? And just talking, everything works. So, just for the record. But now, where was I at? Time is moving faster, and that means that also our experiences is moving faster. And with our experiences moving faster, our cells is moving faster. Everything that we're making it feel like we're experiencing time moving faster is actual. It's not just a feeling or just an emotion and whatnot. It's documented science that everything is speeding up. So with this, that's why all these different things is coming on to us as far as abilities and how we feel we're seeing different aspects of life. And we're going through trials and tribulations more than ever because these is changes. And these changes is brought about because the time speeding up is also a changing of the earth. The earth itself is going through changes and it reflecting us. And just like how the earth has to accept these changes, that's what we need to do. Instead of going into conflict with it, which is just going to really hurt your inner self more, just accept, be one with it. And that's what we have to do because that oneness that we're being with it is the change. And with this change now, your cell's going to change too because it's resonating at those frequencies now, that it's trying to catch up to the speed of the earth. The reason why is that so that y'all don't think that this is pseudoscience or I'm bullshitting is because of this guy Schulman. I don't know if you ever heard of Schulman resonance that found out that the earth vibrates at about resonate at 7.8 megahertz. So do everything, all of us, our cells, our DNA. Everything is just beating at that 7.8 megahertz. Well, another guy came and he did some research into it, and then what he did was he buried a lead box underneath the earth, and then he put a few students in there for a few weeks, or a day or two first, and then it went to a few weeks to see what would be the result from them being isolated from the Earth's magnetic field and the rest of the world's magnetic field. And that made them get sick. They was delusional. Eventually they all got almost to the point they was going to die and they needed some help. So they had to get, some type of medical attention. So my point is this. We're not in our body. Everything is happening from out here. You understand? If you was to isolate this body in a lead box, you will die. So when you think you're yourself, you're not yourself. You'd be fucked up in a box and you'd be confused. You'd be like, what happened? Why can't I think? It was never you. Take the I out of it. You understand? Me out of it. It's a participation in here going on you can't see because of those frequencies I was telling you about. These different frequencies have a lot of entities and spirits that interact with you on the subatomic level. That's where we get entanglement from. We're all connected. We all share each other's pains and sorrows. We're all souls that is interacting and we just don't know. Well, what's going on? Being that the Aquarian age just started now, about last year or halfway, a year and a half ago, I've been observing the stars. And about a year and a half ago, the whole sky changed. The stars is not the same stars that it was for 2,500 years. It just changed about a year and a half ago. And me and my uncle's looking like, yo, you see this? He's like, yo, every night all my life I see the same pattern and we look up to it. They gone now. We got a whole new set. And scientifically and from what they saying now, the Aquarian age stars is more denser, more heavier stars that have a more pull on us. So it's speeding everything up, or it's more lighter. Whichever one, y'all do the research. I'm just here to pass on a little information. Y'all could go test it out and find out. If not, just delete what, just dismiss it. But anyway, the actual thing is that, with this Aquarian age and these stars' prominence in our body is giving off a new mutation for us, and it's giving us some sensory perception and our psychic abilities is opening. So what we call in the third eye opening is more of a magnetic field unlocking. You know, I never really grasp the concept all the way of the third eye, like in the sense of it, and I understand the pineal, but we have a magnetic field around us that they keep a secret from you, that everything is really going on, which is the real third eye. This magnetic field now, it make you can sense 360 degrees, like how they said the Egyptians had 360 degrees of senses. You know, and I know the crown chakra, the third eye, the throat, all these, the endocrinology system has a very important vital role in playing in this production of the magnetic field. It's not just one third eye that was missing, that was open. I think that always been there, and that's the throw off. They fooling us with that. Pay attention with your magnetic field, your aura. Everything is about that. Because when your magnetic field is out of place, you know, psychics can see you. You get colors. You know, sad be orange or yellow or red, different, sky blue, and all of them is different things. Some of them, you know, for different colors for sicknesses. So you're warned a year before you get sick in your magnetic field that something is wrong with you. And all of it stems from emotionalness, spiritual emotion. If you could catch it a year before, you could stop anything that's wrong with you. It works mostly good for people who have genetic diseases that their family had and they're susceptible to get it. So only thing that stopped them from not getting it is the fact that they don't follow the pattern and the same eating habits that the parent did. Then they probably could beat it. But if not, then they would have to go into their magnetic field and it turn into an emotional fight between them. But they could prevent all of this and even reverse it. That's how psychic heals. It's through the magnetic field. It's no science really or secret to it. It's not like a magic trick. We all have one. It's the things we don't know about that looks like a big unknown mystery, but that's all we need to know so we understand ourselves more. So I just wanted you to realize the third eye is not really the importance of the third eye, and I do believe you get the ancestors sit up there and it works through there, but the power is going to be through the magnetic field. Your whole magnetic field receives energies from 360 degrees, and it's part of what's called the circadian rhythm. That was the whole reason of burying the guy under the ground for the test. I mean, the people under the ground to do the test, just to test the different reactions of the circadian rhythm during the course of the day. So the sun plays a very important role in it. Remember that, y'all. University of Conscious Science. One love.